Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a front window regulator on this 2011 Chevy Silverado. We're going to show you the driver's side. Passenger side is basically the same procedure, and this is the same for this style truck from 2007 to 2013, and it doesn't matter if you have a regular, extended, or crew cab, the front door is all the same procedure. The tools you'll need are a new regulator from 1AAuto.com, flat blade screwdriver, 10mm socket and ratchet, and some needle nose pliers. Using a flat blade screwdriver, remove the trim that's on the door pull just by prying at the bottom and pulling and releasing the clips. There's a little panel right in behind the door handle. Remove that as well, and then remove the triangle up at the top near the mirror.
Once those are removed, you'll see there is 3 10mm bolts here, and we'll just fast forward as he removes those. You just want to remove this little panel under this handle right here, so just pry that out with your flat blade. And now you just want to remove these 2 10mm bolts right here. And you want to pry up that switch panel and just disconnect these harnesses. It's just push in the tab on the top and pull back on them. For this lead, there's a tab on the back of it. You just want to pry out that tab, and then the clip will actually pull up and out. Now pull your lock up, and there's a little panel right here, just a little clip. You want to pry that out with the flat blade screwdriver. And once you pry that out, you can just lift that right up and off. Now you can start prying off the door panel. Just reach behind it and give it a sharp pull to release those clips. And you want to do this all the way around the panel. Once you do that, you can just lift it off, and then you want to tilt it. Now if you go in behind the door panel here, you'll see this door handle cable down here. Using needle nose pliers, just push the clip inward and you can pull that up and out.
Carefully remove your water shield. We did speed the video up. You want to remove it nice and slow. Do your best not to rip or tear it.
Now you want to remove these 3 10mm bolts right here. And just pull that bracket away.
There are 2 10mm bolts that hold the regulator to the window there and there. If your window motor breaks or your regulator breaks with the window in the full up position, that's where these bolts will be located. A lot of times the cables on these regulators break, and in that case you can just kind of move the window up and down by hand. So you can either move it to this position or a little lower to get to these 2 bolts. You can see here we just use some blue painter's tape to tape the window up so it doesn't move as we take the window regulator out. To remove the regulator, there are 2 bolts at the top. Just loosen those. Another bolt near the window motor, and then 2 nuts at the bottom. All those are 10mm. And we'll just fast forward as we do that. Use a flat blade screwdriver to help disconnect the harness.
Now you just want to push back on the window motor and on your regulator, and then lift those bolts that you loosened up and out.
the regulator out of your door. A lot of times when the regulator is broken, make sure no pieces of the regulator stay behind.
Now, we're installing our old window regulator and motor again, so the bolts that we left in there are still there. On your new one, you're going to want to move those bolts from your old one to your new one, so that when you feed this back up into your door, you can hang it just like that. Both of those are hung up. You want to make sure that the studs on the bottom come through, and just replace those nuts. You want to just tighten everything up.
You can either lower the window into the clamps, or you can reconnect your window motor. You'll need to do that obviously, and then connect it into your switch, turn your key on, and raise the regulator up into the window. And then fast forward here as we tighten up those two bolts that clamp the regulator to the window.
Now you can remove the tape from the window. Replace this bracket. Just line it up and replace the 3 10mm bolts. You can put your water shield back. Just make sure that the wire harnesses and the door cable are pulled through. Now you want to make sure that these door panel clips line up in those holes and that these hooks line up in these slots. And now you want to take that door handle cable, put it back into its clip, pull back on it, and feed it into that little spot there, and run all your harnesses up through where the door switch panel goes. And you want to make sure that this lock tab goes up through the door panel. And you want to line the door panel up on the windowsill. And then once it's lined up, you can push in the clips all the way around. Take your lock, slide it back onto the tab there, and reapply that little square clip. And we'll fast forward as he replaces the 2 10mm bolts under this handle here, as well as the 10mm bolt behind the door handle. Now reconnect the harnesses to the door switch panel and push it down into place. And we'll continue to fast forward as he replaces that pull handle and the 2 10mm bolts to secure it. Now you just want to replace those 4 trim panels.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.